Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's start with the game. Warriors eliminate the Rockets. The Warriors were up 3-1 in this series, right? And then it's so hard to beat a team three times in a row. What were some of your takeaways watching this game? Maybe start with one and we'll just let the conversation flow as far as whether the series or even just the game that we watched.
This game kind of went how I expected. I think people kind of thought going into it that the athleticism of the Rockets and the youth I guess maybe not speed isn't right because they kind of play a slow defensive pace, but the Rockets or the Warriors' older legs might kind of catch up with them. But this game kind of went how I expected with their experience kind of being the major factor. The Rockets are, for the most part, a much younger team, and they don't have nearly the shot creators that the Warriors do. I thought the way it started with the very slow pace and the low scoring, that kind of is in the Rockets' favor. But then they got it within 3 in the third quarter, and then they just had some bad shot attempts, and then all of a sudden it just spiraled from there.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I agree with you. Like the problem is they're missing like a go-to guy on the offense, and it might become Amin Thompson. Did you see that one layup he
Yeah.
made? Was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, though, he has no jump shot. So you need somebody. So you're almost relying on Fred VanVleet to be that guy, which is
Yeah.
not kind of who you want to be your guy who
Which he was in game 6, but
yeah, right. Yeah, but he's not the guy you want to
yeah.
count on every single game. It
Right.
was like Buddy Hield in this game kind of showed up this last game,
Yeah.
but he's not the guy you want to, carry your team throughout the series. The one guy I gotta say I'm a little disappointed in, and maybe he'll like get better. Is Jalen Green.
Mm-hmm.
Just he didn't have a good shooting performance
Not
throughout the
really good
series.
anything.
Right, yeah.
He had
Well,
one good game.
his defense actually there was a stat. His defense actually has been pretty good throughout this
Mm-hmm.
series, which is a positive, but that's not
Yeah.
why he's on your team, right? You got
Yeah.
Thompson, Smith, Eason. I mean, you want everybody to play defense, but
Yeah.
he's your guy you thought would be your creator, the guy who puts up buckets, and he
Yeah.
averaged 9 points in this series.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. Having, I know he's more of a like create your own shot, step back three, yada yada type of guy, but having him and Thompson on the court at the same time. I know Thompson is a better defensive player, but to have two guys that basically all they can do is drive, that's kind of part of the problem is they don't have a guy that can just knock down threes on their own.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And so, they rely heavily on the series to like almost, not, I wouldn't say heavily, but enough on Segun that they were like trying to make him the go-to guy. And
Yeah.
I said this before, I'll say it again, but he's like a Jokic light.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
he's somewhere in between Sabonis and Jokic, right? Like somewhere in
Yeah.
between there. And it's just like he's just not good enough to be your end of the game kind of center. And I
Yeah.
actually think if Green would be a better shot maker, their team would be a way better option with him off the court at times to play a little small ball with their length and athleticism.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say he reminds me a little on more of the, I know maybe with his playmaking, more Jokic, but his shot selection is more of the Sabonis.
Right,
Because he
correct, yeah.
kind of just gets into the lane and then puts his body in the guy and goes up with a roll one way or the other. And Draymond kind of just had him like flummoxed, or he couldn't get any separation from Draymond the whole series.
Right.
And if you're going to be a center and you're going to shoot, I forget what his final stats were when I looked at it with a couple minutes left. I think he was like 10 of 22. I mean, as a side note, I was kind of annoyed the last like 2 minutes of the game. The Rockets had like three pointers that the Warriors had like given up playing defense, and then they just hit a few threes, and I'm like, they're throwing the stats
Right.
out of whack. But
Yeah.
anyways, the Şengün pretty much the whole series he was shooting right around 50% or lower, and if you want to be Jokic, you're going to have to bump that up to like 60.
Yeah. So he shot, let me just look here. He shot 46% from the field. And just to add to your point, or just where it's more clear, he shot 9 of 23 in this game. And so it's just, you're right. Draymond Green had him down like but then there was nobody else that could pick up the slack. So they continued to try to go with him, and it just didn't work out. So that, I mean, the Rockets are just like a legitimate, like either somebody taking it to another level, like Thompson or
Yeah.
Jabari Smith or someone like that, or they need just another
Well,
a guy
I
playmaker type.
I know who they want, or
I
who
know.
the people online want them to get, but
Yeah. We'll actually, at the end of the podcast, I do want to get your Milwaukee
Yeah.
Bucks thoughts. But yes. Anyway, as far as the Warriors side of this, Curry showed up in the second half. He needed to in a big way. I think Thompson, I think he had a cramp in his leg, and it kind of so it was easier for him to get open. And then he kind of like stepped up, was really good. But really, Buddy Hield in the first half was the big story. I think he had like 27 points or something like that, which was pretty good. And then Butler and Green both had pretty solid games as well. So yeah, I was with you. Veteran team, I thought was going to win this series. I had them in 6, the Warriors in 6, but they won in 7. So
it kind of seemed Kerr was experimenting with his lineups all series long. I'd have to like double check what changed, and like the minutes and the rotations where Kuminga was in, Kuminga was out. Post and Spencer were like in and out. It kind of just seemed to this because obviously Adams was the big story in like 5 and 6. So it's like, oh, he's killing them inside. He's getting all the rebounds. It kind of seemed like they're like, okay, you can get rebounds. We don't care. We're just going to go out to play 5 out on the perimeter and shoot threes and Adams and just play him off the court.
Yeah, exactly. And it looked like they were struggling even with the zone at times when the Rockets would throw zone at them. But what when we talk about the Wolves versus the Warriors, is they also have the opportunity for like a 2 big lineup, but they have somebody who actually can spread the court in Naz Reid, which I think that will be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on this game?
I don't think so, except that I know this was the do or die game, but the Warriors basically played 5 guys the whole game. I mean, they sprinkled in. Looney played a little bit. Moody and Kuminga played like 6 or 7 minutes, and then they had one other guy off the bench that I'm not remembering. But basically, they played like their 5 best players, and the other guys like aren't playoff guys, and that might be concerning for them going forward. Like with their kind of older legs, like if you can really only play 5 guys, it's kind of the Lakers' problem too. But
yeah, correct. So they'll be playing Tuesday night, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's a quick turnaround. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.